Let's quickly talk about Notion versus Wrike business plan software. And so if you're interested in this topic, here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So basically, when you think about Notion versus Wrike, you have to think about efficiency. You have to think about affordability. You have to think about operational capabilities. In other words, those two software tools have functionalities that you can use to build and create a business plan from scratch. Okay, whether you are working as a solopreneur or you are working within a team, you can basically use Notion or Wrike to actually take care of business when it comes to business planning. Obviously, those two are not business plan software tools per se. Those are mostly they're primarily project management tools that you can actually accommodate for your business plan creation and validation processes. And the main difference between Notion and Wrike when it comes to pricing is that Notion provides a refund policy for those dissatisfied customers with the subscription, while Wrike does not. And Notion allows customers to request a refund within 72 hours of signing up for monthly billing or within 30 days of signing up for annual billing. Wrike does not provide refunds for any partial subscription periods or features that the customer has paid for but not used. Okay. Another difference that you need to really pay attention to is that Notion provides users with a great way to organize their information, collaborate with others, and stay up to date on tasks. And Wrike, on the other hand, is designed for project management teams that need to find a way to manage multiple projects simultaneously, whether those projects relates to business planning, business plan creation, business plan validation, or financial forecasting, and so on and so forth. So one thing I want you to remember here is that basically when you think about Notion versus Wrike, think about efficiency. As I said before, you want to think about granularity. What we have found in our research is that Wrike does give you a way to be really granular. In other words, if you want to look at details of your business plan creation and validation processes, Wrike does give you that sort of granularity. So this is just fantastic. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Now let's talk about the pros and cons as we analyze Wrike business plan software versus Notion business plan software. What are the pros and cons? I want to first start with Notion. Okay, it's really important to really understand that. And so when you think about Notion, what are the pros? Setting up is really, really easy. You only have a read-only link that you can click on and everything is fine. Co-editing is possible. So if you are working on a business plan, you can actually invite other team members to edit the document at the same time. This is really cool. You have various data sources views are available. So we love that multiplicity of views, the diversity of views. This is really cool. You have the Kanban view style. You have embedded media. This is really good. And you have flexible digital workspace. So all in all, when you think about Notion, think about a tool that constantly adapts to your work streams. What about the cons here? Well, finding the appropriate sort of item might be difficult at times in our view, and images cannot be copy pasted directly. So this is kind of a bummer. If you are working on a business plan and you want to sort of give life to the plan, you're going to have to really struggle to, when it comes to a task as simple as copy and pasting. This is a little problematic. So what about Wrike? Let's quickly talk about Wrike now. So when you think about Wrike, and again, we are analyzing Wrike in relationship to business plan writing and validation and creation, because Wrike is way more than that. Okay, Wrike is an all-in-one project management platform that you can actually use partially to write and actually validate your business plan. And so when you think about Wrike, the pros the advantages include many powerful features, especially when it comes to business plan creation and validation. You have mobile apps. You have a tool that's very easy to use, and this is really great. What about, and you also have the free plan that is available, and you also have artificial intelligence task planning, so AI task planning. What about the cons here? Well, the pricing, and I'll speak about the pricing later on. The pricing can be complicated. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Wrike business plan software versus Notion business plan software. I want to quickly talk to you about the specs you need to pay attention to as you really navigate Wrike versus Notion business plan software. So I want to first start with you. I want to really compare some specifications here. So with the features, so when you think about Notion, you have a constellation of features. You have Blackboard database block. You have public pages. You have saving and displaying, bookmarks. You have table database block. You have text editor. You have to-do list block. So this is really good. You have a diversity of tasks here. When it comes to Wrike, you only have project management in relation to your business plan creation and validation. So Notion, in our view, is best suited for individuals, freelancers, small businesses, mid-sized businesses, and larger enterprises. What about Wrike? Wrike is best suited for freelancers, small businesses, mid-sized businesses. So you can see that the population, the target audience for Wrike is more limited when it comes to like when compared to Notions. And when you look at the Notions websites, you have languages as varied as English, French, Japanese, and Korean. But Wrike is only in English, and this could be problematic. This could be problematic for if you have an international team and you're trying to really start a business plan project, and you are going in Notion. You really have more chances, if you will, if you have French team members or Japanese or Korean, as opposed to if you were to use Wrike only, which Wrike is only available in English. Okay. One thing I want to say here is that when you think about Wrike, Wrike has been in existence for more than 16 or like nearly 20 years, whereas Notion is pretty new. Notion, they started about 7 years ago, 2016. So really, you can see the difference here. But hey, listen, Notion has been really kicking ass for the last 5 years. They've been really unveiling a lot of software capabilities. It's been fantastic. So all in all, those two tools are really great. Let me talk to you about pricing here. So when we talk about pricing, I want to compare Wrike versus Notion business plan software, but I want to really pay attention to the pricing. One thing I want to say here is that Notion actually appears to be cheaper than Wrike, and Notion will charge you anywhere from, I'll show you the prices later on, don't worry about it. And so Notion actually has prices that go from $5 to $25, whereas Wrike starts at around $10 and goes all the way to $25. Okay. And on Notion, you have the annual, but also the monthly subscription capabilities. So pretty flexible. Wrike will go with monthly subscription. If you want to go with annual, that's fine, but they do not actually enforce that. And there is a free plan. There's a free plan, whether it is for Notion or for Wrike. This is really good. And now there's no free trial for Notion. There was a free trial for Wrike, but it's only 14 days. Well, listen, it is something, right? But you better take it. There is no money back guarantee in either or. So this is what it is. Now let's talk about the plans. I want you to look right now on the screen for me. So when you look at what you see right now is Notion, is the pricing plans for Notion. So you can see here you have the free plan, the plus plan, the business plan, and the enterprise plan. The enterprise plan, you have to contact Notion to have a better idea about how they structure things. And so with Notion, you can choose from as you can see on the screen, from 4 different subscription plans. And so all of these packages provide little savings if you purchase for an entire year of service at once. Now, I want to show you also on the screen right now, you see the pricing for Wrike. You can see that Wrike has 5 different pricing tiers from free all the way to Pinnacle. So we have Team, Business, Enterprise, and Pinnacle. For Enterprise and Pinnacle, you need to contact sales for them to actually really, first of all, hear your information and see how they can help you. But when it comes to pricing, you can see again, as I said earlier, that Notion is the winner here. Notion is the more affordable. Okay, and the thing is that like if you're just starting and you want to have a business plan written or validated, or you want to have your team actually work on a single business plan, you do not need to have enterprise or pinnacle plan. No, you really don't need that. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Wrike versus Notion business plan software. Let me talk to you about the features that are really important here. So when we talk about the features, you have to understand that when you analyze Wrike versus Notion, first of all, let's talk about the ease of use, and then we'll talk about device compatibility, team collaboration, integrations, and API, and customer support. I wanted to really go through a few elements here. So both Notion and Wrike offer an intuitive and approachable interface to their customers. The Notion is a flexible and highly customizable platform that allows users to create and manage a wide range of content, including notes, tasks, projects, databases, and more. Okay. Wrike, on the other hand, is primarily designed as a project management tool and has a more straightforward interface. So both tools have their own strengths in terms of ease of use, but it really depends on the specific needs of the user. So for us, this is a tie. Okay. Both are winners here. And what about device compatibility? Well, both Notion and Wrike are compatible with a range of devices. We're talking here about Windows, Mac, Android, and iOS. They both offer a mobile app for users to access their data on the go. This is really good in terms of flexibility. This is really good from a team's perspective also. And Notion also offers a web clipper for Chrome, Safari, and Firefox, which gives users the ability to easily save web pages and articles in Notion. This is really good. So while Wrike does not have this feature, making it slightly more difficult for users to save content from the web. But in our view here, if you analyze device compatibility, you have to go with Notion. Why? Because Notion, again, as I said, offers a web clipper for Chrome, Safari, and Firefox, which gives, again, the flexibility that your team needs to save web pages and articles, especially if you are working, let's say if you are working on a business plan and this is a complex business plan, and you need to save images, you need to save web pages, you need to save, you need to bookmark all kinds of resources. Having that device compatibility feature is really great. So this is why we believe that when it comes to device compatibility, the winner is Notion. When it comes to ease of use, there is no winner. We have a tie. When it comes to pricing, again, the winner is Notion. Let's talk about team collaboration. So both productivity and note-taking platforms, Notion and Wrike, offer teams different ways to collaborate, which is really great for your business plan writing project. And Notion actually offers features such as team boards, shared documents, task management, and custom templates for organizing tasks. And those tasks can relate to all kinds of work streams, including business plan writing. On the other hand, Wrike excels in project management capabilities with Gantt charts, allowing you to plan out your workflow more efficiently. And in this round, we believe that both apps can be useful for teams as long as you know which one suits your needs better. So there is no winner here. Both are winners. We have a tie. What about integrations and API? Well, both flexible work management platforms offer access to integrations and APIs to help users get the most out of their tools. With Notions, you can actually link to other web services such as Trello, Slack, and GitHub. And you also can access a library of third-party integrations from Zapier and Integromat. Wrike, on the other hand, has a large library of integrations with popular apps such as Google Drive, Dropbox, Salesforce, and more. And both solutions allow you to connect with multiple systems and applications through APIs. So this is this is really cool. And now, what about customer support? Well, Notion and Wrike both offer excellent customer support via email and live chat to help you whenever you need assistance, really. And they both provide documentation, FAQs, and tutorials to assist you in getting the most out of their services. However, Wrike also provides phone support, but only for premium users. And so in this section, in our view, again, Notion really wins here because of the diversity and like the depth and breadth of services here. Okay, and Notion has a slight edge over Wrike when it comes to providing the same level of customer support with every plan. In our view, again. But again, at the end of the day, the customer service is not really that critical unless you need specific guidance. Okay, I mean, some teams are pretty comfortable with a DIY sort of customer service, including FAQs, tutorials, webinars, and so on and so forth. What about the reviews here? Let's really quickly talk about the reviews. The thing here is that if you actually think about, let's say, the reviews, we have seen in our research that Wrike actually gathers more rave reviews than Notion. Okay, Notion is relatively young, so they haven't really been around for a while. But Wrike actually has Wrike has been around 10 more years than Notion. And it's one of those things where we believe that Wrike is the winner here when it comes to reviews overall. But that's not to say that Notion is not really great. Notion is great, but Wrike is just better here when it comes to customer service. It's really not customer service, overall reviews. One thing I want to say here is that it's really important to understand that Wrike, as the same way as Notion, is a flexible platform that's constantly innovating. Okay, and for us, the most important thing is that it really boils down to the needs that you have, what's important for you, what's really critical for you. And we also want to pay attention to things that really matter from a capability and efficiency perspective. Okay, let me just put it that way. And what I want to say here is that you want to be in a situation where you are constantly including changes, you're constantly adding flexibility to your strategy. And this is really important. So what is our verdict here? Wrike or Notion business plan software? Which one will you use? It's one of those things where you have to really ask yourself, what are your needs in the first place? Okay. And so it's important for you to really pay attention to what's really better for you. Remember that Wrike has capabilities that Notion doesn't, and vice versa. At the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, what are your needs? What are your team's needs? Okay. What is your business vision? What kind of business plan do you want to write? Do you need DIY customer service, or you want to have somebody on the phone, right? Those will be really important. What kind of skill set does your team have? Because whether you go with Wrike or Notion, you're going to have not a steep learning curve, but a slightly steep learning curve. And so there will be for the first few days there will be a little bit of learning adaptation, but you got to ask yourself whether or not you are willing to go through that. And in some cases, even hire a third party consultant to kind of help you here. Okay. Now, one thing I want to say here is that when we talk about pricing, obviously I've said this before and I've demonstrated to you with proof that Notion as of date of this show is better than Wrike if you just focus on price. But pricing is only one aspect of things, and maybe you need other stuff. You need other I would say other work streams, other functionalities that only Wrike does have. And don't forget that Wrike has been around 10 years more than Notion, so that really counts for something. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let me just do a quick recap here. So in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Wrike versus Notion business plan software. I give you the overview, the pros and cons, the specs, the pricing, the features, the reviews, and finally, the verdict. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.